occasions of this evening's program. To begin with, I would like to invite Shri Ram Madhav Ji on stage. I would request Ram Madhav Ji to play floral tributes to Pandit Deendayal Upadhyaya Ji before he takes his seat on the dais. Thank you, Ram Madhav Ji, for gracing the evening with your presence. Now I call upon Mananiya Mukunda Ji to come on the dais, and I also request him to play floral tributes to Pandit Deendayal Upadhyaya Ji. Thank you, Mananiya Mukunda Ji, for gracing the evening with your presence. Now we have with us an extraordinary individual. She was 16 years when she met Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in Rangoon. Before that, she had the distinct honor of meeting Mahatma Gandhi Ji as well. When Netaji was in Burma, raising funds for the Indian National Army, she gave away all the jewels that she had at such a young age. Quite intrigued by what had happened, and perhaps assuming that this is something that happened either by mistake or by immense emotional impact of a lot of emotion, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose went back to her home to return the jewels. And in response, she said, "These jewels are mine, and I've given this out of my volition." Subsequently, she also joined the Indian National Army, and she acted as a spy for the INA, and she was disguised as a man for 2 years and provided the INA with extremely classified information pertaining to the British operations and the war that the INA was engaged in. Let's put together our hands and let's kindly welcome Saraswati Rajamani G on stage. Rajamani Ji was born in the year 1927, and she was initially named Rajamani. But inspired by her dedication to the nation's independence and to the nation's cause, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose said that Lakshmi can come and go, but Saraswati is always enduring. And that is how her name became Saraswati Rajamani. And like the river Saraswati, she continues to be an eternal inspiration for all of us here. We are very honored to have with us Swami Mitrananda, Senior Acharya of Chinmaya Mission and Director of All India Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. I now call upon Swamiji to felicitate Saraswati Rajamani Ji with a shawl. I now request Mananiya Mukunda Ji to felicitate Saraswati Ji with a garland. I now request Shri Ram Madhav Ji to hand over a memento to Saraswati Ji on behalf of India Foundation. don't know whether she's able to. I now request Saraswati Rajamani G to kindly speak a few words.
Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. நேதாஜி அவர்கள் ஒரு வரப்பிரசாதப்பட்ட தெய்வீக புருஷர். அவரை போல் நான் இதுவரையிலும் யாரையும் நான் பார்க்கல. ஒரு சன்னியாசிகளை கூட நான் அந்த மாதிரி நான் பார்க்கல. அவரை போல் அவ்வளவு தெய்வ பக்தி உடையவர். கட்சிவெளியும் அவர் கடும் பிரம்மச்சாரியாகவே தான் இருந்தார். ஆனால் ஏதோ ஒரு பொண்ணு இருக்காது. அது எப்படின்னு கேட்டேன்னா, அவள் அம்மா யாரோ ஒருத்தர் இது பண்ணிட்டு போயிட்டா. அது அவள் கீழே விழுந்துட்டாள். அதை இவர் எடுத்து அதை காப்பாற்றினது அந்த பொண்ணு பிறந்திருக்கு. அது இவரோட பொண்ணுன்னு சொல்லி இது பண்ணுறார். அது கட்சி வழியும் அது அந்த மாதிரி இல்லை. அவர் கட்சி வழியும் கடும் பிரம்மச்சாரி தான் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச வரலையும். நான் அவரோட 4 வருஷம் இருந்தேன். 15 வயசுலேருந்து 19 வயசு வரலையும். அவரை நான் காக்காஜி என்று தான் கூப்பிட்டுட்டு இருந்தேன். அவரை போல் இந்தியாவில் ஒரு மனுஷரை கூட நான் இது வரலையும் நான் பார்க்கல. அவரை போல் ஒரு ஆத்மாத்மான ஒரு தெய்வீக சம்பந்தமான ஒரு புருஷரை நான் பார்க்கவில்லை. அவ்வளோதான் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சது. வேறு என்ன சொல்கிறது? ஜெய் ஹிந்த்.
For the benefit of those who do not understand Tamil, Saraswati Rajamani Ji basically said that Netaji was a very divine soul, a soul comparable to some of the greatest saints and sages of this land. She spent about 4 years with him, and during that period, she saw that Netaji was an individual far extraordinary in his vision and ideas. And he also led a very spiritual life, the way the sages and the rishis of this land have lived. Thank you, Saraswati Ji, for your insights on a man who still continues to inspire so many Indians in so many ways. The freedom movement is a key part of the edifice on which India, as we know it today, stands. And most of us over here, perhaps barring one individual, did not have the opportunity to fight for a freedom and be a part of that history. And the freedom fighters who are alive today, like Saraswati Rajamani Ji, are living blocks of that history. Their presence is a living testimony to what went into making our nation free, and more importantly, they serve as a reminder to the nation-building task that's lying ahead in front of us. Today, we also have with us one more inspiring individual, again associated with Netaji. We have with us Shri Supanarayana Swamiji. Supanarayana Swamiji is the brother of Lance Naik Muthulakshmi and Second Lieutenant Murugaya. Both of them were a part of the Indian National Army of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Supanarayana Swamiji met Netaji in the month of March or April 1943, and he was 11 years old when he met Netaji, and he expressed a desire to be a part of the INA. Due to age restrictions, he was not allowed to be a part of INA, and he became a part of Balak Sena, which was basically a training ground for underage people to get trained before they get inducted into the Indian National Army. In 1945, after the war, Sri Supanarayana Swamiji has been serving as the secretary of the Netaji Center in Malaysia, and recently he was also honored by the Indian High Commission in Malaysia. I now call upon Supanarayana Swamiji on stage, please. I now request Sri Madhav Ji to kindly felicitate Sri Supanarayana Swamiji. I also request Manya Mukunda Ji to honor Sri Supanarayana Swamiji with a garland. I now invite Sri Mukunda Ji, Deputy in charge of the intellectual cell of the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, to kindly address us and give us his insights on Pandit Deendayal Upadhyaya Ji and the idea of integral humanism that he so fondly stood for.
Most respected Saraswati Rajamani Ji, Madhav Ji, and friends. Actually, we are in the winding up session of the program, so I will swiftly do that, and rest will be taken care by Madhav Ji. I only touch upon 3 points. As the matter suggests, integral humanism as way forward. The 3 aspects I think required today are coming 10-15 years. I will try to touch upon them. Already, most respected speakers have dwelt upon integral humanism's many aspects. One of it is the concept of Rashtra. Today, nationalism or nationhood is not only a hot topic in our Bharat, it's also a fiercely debated subject in world arena also. Not only because some sloganeering was done in Jawaharlal Nehru University, देश की बर्बादी और टुकड़े टुकड़े का बात जो हुआ. Not only that, the Trump phenomena, where he said, making America great again, or his subsequent elevation as the President of America, or people of England who opted for Brexit from European Union, or rise of Marine Le Pen in France. There are so many examples in many nations where nationalism or nationhood is taking a main stage, we can say, or a point of debate, especially in academia, whether it is Greece or Italy or China, France, or for example, Turkey. One after the other, they are embracing what we can say nation first or nationalism, as Bhawati Ji explained, economic nationalism or techno-nationalism, all these words. In the background of it, when we think about our country, there is we can say, a different vision of nationalism in our culture and in our ancient society. Today, as Bhagavati Ji said, techno-nationalism or economic nationalism, these are the words. Along with it, there are other 2 words which have been debated. One is civic nationalism. This economic and techno all have been bracketed under the civic nationalism, where people of that land, they come together with some common goals and they will try to achieve it. Another, which has been called as bad nationalism, is ethnic nationalism, where they say it will divide the world, racism is there, it will take people to war, all those things. So there is one civic nationalism and another ethnic nationalism. When we think of our nation, or what Pandit Deendayal ji discussed in his integral humanism, where the word or terminology Rashtra was used, it was not something like nation or nationhood that has been discussed today in the academia. One word Deendayal ji uses is Chiti. Chiti is just like Atma of a nation, soul of a nation. When he describes it or discusses it, he says, Chiti is not a thing which is formed for a temporary manner. For say, crores of people come together and pass a resolution about some economic reforms, and in it there is some shade of nationalism or one land, one culture, all those things. This is not, the Chiti is not limited to this type of some mechanisms or some developments in a land, but it is more than it. Once Sister Nivedita said, nationalism in Bharat was crystallized long before Christ was born. When she says nationalism was crystallized, that crystallization which took place